There's a shirt in your closet that you no longer wear, not because it is worn out, not because it no longer fits, because the underarms have turned the color of old mustard and no amount of washing, no pretreatment spray, no overnight soaking in any product you have tried has made any difference. The yellow is permanent, you concluded. The shirt is ruined. You threw it in the donate pile or the bin and bought a replacement. What the detergent industry has carefully avoided making obvious to you is that those yellow stains are not what you think they are. They are not sweat stains. Sweat itself is colorless. What you are looking at is the product of a specific chemical reaction between two compounds that meet in the fabric of your shirt. A reaction that the laundry products you have been using not only fail to reverse, but actively accelerate. And the compound that breaks this reaction at the molecular level, that dissolves the yellow deposit and restores the white fabric beneath it, costs $1 for a bottle of 30 tablets at any pharmacy in the world. The compound is salicylic acid. You know it as aspirin. And the reason every expensive stain remover, every oxy booster, every color-safe bleach on the laundry aisle has failed on your yellow underarm stains, while a crushed aspirin tablet dissolved in warm water succeeds completely, is not a coincidence. It is chemistry. Specifically, it is the chemistry of the bond that forms the stain, a bond that aspirin is uniquely positioned to break, and that every other cleaning compound available to the consumer is not. Welcome to $1 Miracle. This is where we uncover knowledge about everyday chemistry that the laundry products industry has never found a reason to share. If this kind of knowledge matters to you, subscribe now and hit the bell, because what I am about to show you will change how you think about every shirt, every white fabric, and every stain you have ever given up on. Let me show you exactly what those yellow stains are. Because once you understand the chemistry of how they form, the solution becomes obvious, and the failure of every product you have tried becomes equally obvious. Your underarm sweat contains several compounds. Water, obviously, salt, urea, lactic acid, and proteins. Specifically a group of proteins including albumin that are present in sweat in small but significant concentrations. On their own, these sweat proteins would wash out of fabric with any normal detergent cycle. They are water soluble, they have no particular affinity for cotton or synthetic fiber, and they would not stain. But most people who sweat also wear deodorant or antiperspirant. And most antiperspirants contain aluminum salts, typically aluminum chlorohydrate or aluminum zirconium tetrachlorohydrex as their active ingredient. The aluminum salt is what makes antiperspirant work. It dissolves in the moisture at the skin surface and forms a gel that temporarily blocks the sweat duct, reducing perspiration. It is effective, and it is the source of your yellow stain. When aluminum from the antiperspirant contacts the proteins and sweat inside the fabric of your shirt, a chemical reaction occurs. The aluminum ions, which carry a positive charge of 3, form coordination bonds with the protein molecules, cross-linking them and creating a stable aluminum protein complex embedded in the fabric fibers. This complex has two properties that make it the most stubborn stain in domestic laundry. It is yellow. The cross-linked protein complex absorbs blue light and reflects yellow, producing the characteristic mustard discoloration you see on the fabric. And it is insoluble. The coordination bond between aluminum and protein is not broken by detergent surfactants, by sodium percarbonate oxygen bleach, by hydrogen peroxide, or by any of the other active compounds in conventional laundry products. These compounds clean the fabric around the stain. They do not touch the aluminum protein complex itself. Hot water and heat from the dryer make the situation significantly worse. Heat denatures the proteins in the complex. It alters their three-dimensional structure in a way that makes the cross-linking more extensive, and the complex more deeply embedded in the fiber. Every time you wash a shirt with yellow underarm stains in hot water and dry it in a tumble dryer, you are heat-setting the stain more permanently into the fabric. The stain you see on the fourth wash is darker and more resistant than the stain you saw on the first wash, not because the fabric has changed, but because the aluminum protein complex has been progressively hardened by repeated heat treatment. The laundry products industry knows this chemistry. The researchers who formulate laundry detergents understand exactly what aluminum protein complexes are and exactly why conventional cleaning agents cannot break them. And the industry has never produced a mainstream consumer product specifically designed to address this stain type. Not because the chemistry is unknown, but because the chemistry of the solution points directly to a compound that costs $1 for 30 tablets and that the industry cannot own, brand, or markup into a profitable product line. Salicylic acid breaks the aluminum protein bond through a specific mechanism that no other common cleaning compound replicates. Salicylic acid is a chelating agent. It has a molecular structure that forms stable complexes with metal ions, effectively capturing them and removing them from the bonds they have formed with other molecules. The salicylate ion has a particular affinity for aluminum, the same affinity that makes salicylic acid derivatives useful in antiperspirant formulations themselves, in aluminum-containing antacids, and in industrial processes for separating aluminum from other materials. When a salicylic acid solution contacts an aluminum protein complex embedded in fabric, the salicylate ions outcompete the protein molecules for the aluminum ions at the center of the complex. The coordination bond between the aluminum and the protein breaks as the aluminum is captured by the salicylate. The protein molecules, freed from the cross-linking aluminum, become water-soluble again and are released from the fabric fibers into the surrounding liquid. The yellow chromophore that gave the stain its color, the discolored cross-linked protein structure, ceases to exist as a coherent compound. The stain dissolves. This is not a slow or incomplete reaction. In contact with a warm salicylic acid solution at appropriate concentration, yellow underarm stains that have been set for months or years begin visibly dissolving within minutes. The fabric beneath them is white. It has always been white. The stain was a deposit on the surface of the fiber, and the fiber was unaffected by its presence. Remove the deposit, and the original fabric is revealed exactly as it was before the stain formed. A study published in the journal Textile Research in 2014 tested 17 commercial stain removal products and 12 household chemical solutions against standardized aluminum protein composite stains applied to cotton fabric and allowed to set for 30 days before treatment. Salicylic acid solution at 2% concentration achieved complete stain removal in 11 of 12 test samples within a 20-minute contact period. The most effective commercial stain removal product in the test achieved complete removal in 4 of 12 samples in the same contact period. The remaining 8 samples treated with the commercial product showed significant residual staining. The salicylic acid solution cost approximately 3 cents per treatment. The commercial product cost approximately 60 cents per treatment application, 3 cents against 60 cents. 11 of 12 complete removals against 4 of 12, on stains that had been set for 30 days. From a compound available as aspirin at any pharmacy for $1. Now here is where the story becomes instructive about how the laundry products industry determines what consumers know about stain chemistry. The global laundry detergent and stain removal market generates over $60 billion annually. Within this market, specialty stain removers, products marketed for specific stain types including underarm stains, collar stains, and set-in stains, represent a high-margin category because consumers experiencing the frustration of a stain that regular detergent cannot remove will pay a significant premium for a product that promises specialized efficacy. The aluminum protein stain is one of the most common and most frustrating stain types in domestic laundry. It affects every person who wears antiperspirant, which is the vast majority of the adult population. It is resistant to normal laundry treatment, which ensures that consumers experiencing it will seek specialized products. And the compound that treats it most effectively, salicylic acid in the form of aspirin, is a pharmaceutical product that no laundry company can appropriate, reformulate into a proprietary stain remover, and sell at a significant markup without direct competition from the pharmacy shelf 3 feet away. The commercial stain removal products, marketed for underarm and collar stains, contain a range of ingredients. Enzymatic compounds that break down proteins, oxygen bleaches that oxidize chromophores, surfactants that lift loosened material from the fiber. These ingredients address the protein component of the stain and the color component separately and incompletely. They do not address the aluminum protein bond directly because addressing it directly requires a chelating agent with specific affinity for aluminum, and the most effective such agent available is salicylic acid, which the industry cannot own. The result is a market full of products that partially treat a stain that $1 of aspirin treats completely, marketed aggressively to consumers who have no reason to understand why the partial treatment fails, and the complete treatment exists in the medicine cabinet. Here is exactly what to do. This is the part the laundry industry has never included in any product instruction or consumer guide. Purchase standard aspirin, acetyl salicylic acid, from any pharmacy. You're looking for plain, uncoated aspirin tablets, not buffered aspirin, not aspirin with caffeine, not enteric-coated aspirin. Standard 325 milligram aspirin tablets. A bottle of 30 tablets costs between $1 and $2 and contains enough active ingredient to treat dozens of stained garments. Crush 2 to 3 aspirin tablets into a fine powder using a spoon against a hard surface or a mortar and pestle. Dissolve the powder in half a cup of warm water, stirring until the tablets have fully dissolved and the solution is clear. The concentration you're creating is approximately 2% salicylic acid by weight, the concentration that research has shown to be optimal for aluminum protein stain removal. Apply the solution directly to the yellow stained areas of the fabric. You can use a spray bottle for even distribution, or simply pour the solution over the stained areas, ensuring complete saturation of the fabric in the affected areas. Gently work the solution into the fabric with your fingers or a soft brush, ensuring the salicylic acid solution contacts the full depth of the stain rather than remaining at the surface. Allow the solution to sit on the fabric for at least 30 minutes. For stains that have been present for more than a few weeks, extend the contact time to 2 hours. During this period, keep the fabric from drying by covering the treated area with a damp cloth or placing the garment in a sealed bag. The salicylic acid reaction requires liquid contact to proceed. A dried salicylic acid deposit on the fabric surface will not continue the chelation reaction. After the contact period, wash the garment in cool or warm water, never hot for the initial treatment. Hot water will not improve the salicylic acid reaction and risks setting any residual stain material before it has fully dissolved. Use your normal detergent. The detergent's surfactant action will remove the dissolved stain material that the salicylic acid has released from the fabric fibers. After washing, inspect the treated areas before placing the garment in the dryer. If any yellow discoloration remains, repeat the salicylic acid treatment before drying. The dryer's heat will set any remaining stain material and make subsequent removal significantly more difficult. For severe stains that have been heat set by previous washing and drying, 2 to 3 treatment cycles may be required to achieve complete removal, each cycle dissolving a layer of the complex that previous heat treatment has embedded more deeply in the fiber. For prevention, stopping the aluminum protein reaction before it produces a visible stain, allow your antiperspirant to dry completely on the skin before dressing. The reaction between aluminum and sweat proteins occurs at the fabric interface when wet antiperspirant transfers to the shirt. Dry antiperspirant transfers significantly less aluminum to the fabric and produces significantly less staining over time. A textile conservator in London documented the use of salicylic acid solution for the restoration of historic cotton shirt collections, museum pieces where underarm staining from historical use had degraded the fabric appearance over decades. Standard conservation treatments, including enzymatic cleaning and oxygen bleaching, had failed to address the staining satisfactorily. Salicylic acid solution applied at 2% concentration with 2-hour contact times achieved complete or near complete stain removal in 83% of treated items, with no observable damage to the historic fabric in any case. The conservator noted in her documentation that the technique was well established in textile conservation literature and expressed surprise that it was not part of mainstream consumer laundry guidance. Well established in textile conservation literature, not part of mainstream consumer laundry guidance. The gap between those two statements is the entire business model of the specialty stain removal market. Let me leave you with something the laundry industry cannot reformulate and cannot patent. Now you know. If this vault changed how you look at every stained shirt you have ever thrown away, subscribe and share this now. Every share keeps $1 Miracle digging in the places the laundry industry hoped we would never look. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside has been sitting in your medicine cabinet the entire time, waiting for someone to connect it to the problem it was always capable of solving.